everybody. I'm Carrie from Springfield. For those of you who haven't met me already, I am going to go over our new denture packages. Springfield's been selling these new immediate denture packages for a couple months now, and we've been having a lot of success with them. So I've been asked to explain to you the new denture packages and basically go over a couple things as far as treatment planning them for the patient and the benefits and etc. We all know that immediate dentures don't always go as smoothly as we expect. People heal differently. Some people shrink more than others. Some people end up with, bite issues. A lot of times after the reline, they have a, big thick denture that they don't particularly care for. So basically, Dr. Amanya came up with these denture packages in an effort to improve patient satisfaction, decrease remakes, and improve treatment acceptance. The denture packages have a couple of stipulations that you guys should know about. One of them is and probably the most significant, which may impact the patient accepting the package, is that they have to pay for the entire patient portion of the package at the time of impression. So whenever they come in, whatever their patient portion is, they have to have 100% of that at that time. It requires that the patient purchase an interim denture or a temporary denture that they're going to wear for 6 months. That 6-month denture is going to be 100% out of pocket. If they have insurance, we're not going to file that with their insurance because they won't pay for that. They won't pay for the new denture if they pay for the interim denture. So essentially, they have to pay the interim denture 100% out of pocket. The interim denture is only $95, but we have some discounted services to compensate for the $95, and it actually ends up being cheaper in the end. So I'm going to go over this worksheet that we have and explain to you how to utilize the worksheet, the differences in the prices, and how to get your patient to accept the package prices.
Okay.
Okay. To begin with, we have this worksheet that Deborah at Corporate came up with. It basically goes over the different procedures, how much they are under our a la carte, which we can consider usual and customary or standard pricing, and then it has how much our package is. So using the side-by-side comparison worksheet has really been beneficial to us to getting patients to accept this. So essentially, under the a la carte column, which is usual and customary, let's say we have patient Betty Test come in, and she has 20 teeth that need to be extracted. She wants 2 of our 5-year dentures, and she's going to, of course, need a reline and two relines and 2 tissue conditioners. So when we go over that, essentially we have our worksheet is going to figure up the 2 dentures at $4.99 first, and that's going to come to $9.98, of course. The 20 extractions at $85 a piece, and that's going to be $1,700. The 2 tissue conditioners at $60 a piece, which would be $120, and then the reline at 6 months, which would be $350. We also have the custom upgrade or the 5-year upgrade, which are $300 a piece. So those together come up to $600. Altogether, the treatment plan comes to $3,768. The patient Betty Test has insurance, and her insurance is going to have $1,000 in benefits. So her patient portion under the standard or usual and customary is going to be $2,768. Okay, and then under our package price, which is in the far column over here, we're going to do 2 dentures, which are the interim dentures, 2 interim dentures at $95 a piece. That's going to be $190. We have the same 20 extractions, only instead of it being $1,700, it's only going to be $1,100 because they'll be $55 a piece under the package. We have the tissue conditioners, which will be at no charge. We have the same 2 dentures at $4.99, and then the upgrade, instead of it being $300 a piece, will actually only be $250 a piece. So the total treatment plan for that would be $2,788. The $1,000 worth of benefits, of course, and that brings it to the patient total of $1,788, which they have to have 100% of at the time of impression. So you can see there's $980 difference between our standard, usual, and customary and the package. Some people might have a hard time coming up with all the money at one time. We, of course, have care credit for that. I ran into a patient just recently who was not wanting to put the package or their permanent denture of the package actually on their care credit, and we talked a little bit about that. And essentially, the amount of savings is so much better under the package that they can go ahead and, you know, put it on their care credit, and they're still going to save way more than they would doing it usual and customary. So basically, the packages in itself, they usually go really well once we explain it to them. The 6-month denture, the interim denture that they're going to wear is just going to be their, like I said, temporary denture that they're going to wear until they've healed. At the 6-month mark, we're not going to do a reline. We're going to go ahead and make a whole new denture. So they're going to get their 5-year custom denture, or 5-year, which I think is $7.99 normally. They're going to get it also in reduced price for $7.49. So everything actually is reduced in our package. If there's surgical extractions, which are normally $220, they would be $150 under the package. Root tip removal is usually $175. It's now going to be $100 under the package. As I said before, the tissue conditioners are going to be at no charge under the package. They don't have to have a reline, which is beneficial to the patient in another way because they won't have to take off half the day to get their reline done. They'll basically be able to come in and get impressions, pop back in their interim denture, and whenever we deliver their permanent denture, there it is. So they'll have the interim for a backup. These worksheets, I recommend that you guys utilize them. They're very beneficial as far as explaining it to the patient. I usually make the girls write, you know, the patient's name on the top of it, and actually we scan those into their files and letters in Curve. Okay, and then there could be a couple of additional things on this worksheet that I wanted to tell you about. One of the things that I'm really excited about, and I hope that we get to do a lot more of, is on here we have a reduced price for our mini dental implants. They're normally $500 a piece. Assuming that the patient would need 4 of them, that's $2,000. But if they get the upgrade denture like Mr. Test did, essentially they can get the mini dental implants for $300 a piece. So instead of them costing, you know, $2,000, it would be $1,200. So that's a heck of a savings right there too, and of course they'll be a lot happier with that. So the main thing about the worksheet is I recommend that you guys actually use the worksheet because it shows the side-by-side comparison. That's going to be huge. When a patient sees, like our Mr. Test here, that normally their out-of-pocket is going to be $2,768, and then if they pay it all up front, they're only going to have to pay $1,788. Usually that's the seller. They figure out a way to come up with the money and do it right there. So I really think that the worksheet is very beneficial. When people see it side by side, it's pretty clear to them.
Carrie, do you do the worksheet? Do you have it filled out in advance, or do you fill it out when you're talking to the patient?
I fill it out when I'm talking to the patient because that way they would know, you know, which denture they're going to get, if they're going to get an upgrade denture, which upgrade they're going to get. Also, if they're going to do mini dental implants, that would need to be on there, how many teeth, etc. So I just actually, as we're treatment planning, do the worksheet. You can do the side-by-side with the actual treatment plans. They look a lot nicer. So I recommend giving them a treatment plan. Of course, we have to have a treatment plan scanned into our patient charts. But I recommend doing the worksheet also, writing their name on it and actually scanning it into the patient chart as well, so that way there's no, you know, misunderstanding or misconception down the road. Okay, whenever you guys are putting the treatment plan into Curve, you're going to want to make sure, like I said before, that the interim dentures are put in there at $95 each, and that they are all, the entire portion is under the patient portion, not the insurance portion, okay? I went ahead and did a treatment plan for Mr. Test. Basically, his insurance covers 80% of his extractions less his deductible. So his first extraction, of course, he has to pay more out of pocket for. But essentially, this actually shows him what his insurance breaks down to and what his out of pocket is. So, you know, we have to have that, of course, for their charting or their records. So we want to make sure we get it in there right, and that they understand that the interim denture is under the patient portion because their insurance will not pay for both of them. So they'll either pay for the interim or they'll pay for the final denture. We want them to pay for the final denture, of course. So 100% of the interim denture is going to be in the patient portion, and that you'll see on here that the totals actually correspond to what I told you guys earlier, with the patient portion being $1,788. They do have to have all of that at the time of impression, as I said, but you can also, you know, explain to them that care credit, you know, we have care credit, so that will help them if they don't have all the money. Another thing that you might consider whenever doing the treatment plan is to, even though you have the worksheet, they may want to see how much better their benefits, how much more of their benefits they would get out of doing a regular treatment plan also. So do one for the package, and you might also do one for their regular, usual, and customary. At $85 a tooth, with his insurance covering 80% of that, he's not going to get as much of his benefits that way. A couple of recommendations for you guys that'll help you with getting the treatment plan acceptance. Essentially, I recommend beginning with the usual and customary. Just go ahead and treatment plan normally, like you normally would. The 20 teeth, the full prices at $85, and then the denture at $7.99, the tissue conditioner, and the reline. All of that on there, so that they can see how much their treatment plan would be and how much their out-of-pocket would be normally. And then when you go over the packages, it'll be real clear to them how much less their treatment plan will be, how much their out-of-pocket, how much less their out-of-pocket will be. So for this patient in particular, we had $980 that they saved. So that's huge. Another thing that's really essential that they need to understand is they'll end up with a much better denture, a much better final product they'll be happier with. They don't have to pay for the tissue conditioners. I told you that already. They'll have essentially a backup denture with their interim denture they could use for a backup in case, you know, they misplaced it or lost one or the dog got a hold of it or whatever. They'll have a backup. When you show them the two treatments side by side on the worksheet, I usually don't have anybody who says, you know what, I want to pay the usual and customary. Almost everybody who is presented with an immediate denture package usually goes for the immediate denture package. There's seldom they don't, you know. Maybe financial circumstances where they couldn't come up with 100% of it at the time, they may actually want to come back for some reason, but usually if they're going to do it, they'll actually do the immediate denture package because it's so much better as far as the savings and also, you know, improved final product. So, okay guys, so that pretty much explains the benefits to the patient as far as the immediate denture packages go. There's, you know, a lot of benefits to us as well. As I said, you know, we're going to get an improved patient satisfaction and decrease the number of remakes, which I'm sure our lab techs will absolutely love. And basically, it'll also help you as far as getting your treatment plans accepted. So that's going to be helpful to us as well. If you guys have any questions, you guys can reach me at the email that I gave you guys earlier, springfielddentalclinic@gmail.com, and I'd be happy to help you guys any way I can. This has worked really well in Springfield. The people that we've introduced the packages to have been really happy with it, and we have yet to do our first 6-month denture yet because we're only been doing it a few months, but so far people have really liked it. I wish you guys good luck. I'm sure you'll have a lot of success. Thank you.